It's the police. You're under arrest for doing a crime. Oh my God, I'm so ashamed. I don't want anybody to know about this. If you're like me, this is your worst nightmare because I think crime is not cool. Okay? Do you know what's cool? Obeying the law and being a good member of your community. But for my podcast co-host, Nick Naney, crime is apparently something that pays. In cool points, today on the How to Be Cool podcast, we're discussing if crime is cool or not. And Nick, if you think crime is cool, you should be arrested for being wrong.
Well, you should be arrested because you commit a crime almost every week where you mispronounce my name. It's Nanny, and you should be in the deepest jail. But actually, no, you shouldn't, because you know what? I think crime rules. You don't have what you need, so you take.
You think that sounds cool? You think that sounds fun? Let me tell you something that happened to me, all right? I met the love of my life online. It was a woman. She looked exactly like an anime drawing. This was the first ever human being that didn't look like it was a human anime drawing, and she wanted to come meet me, and all she needed was $10,000 for a plane ticket from Anime Land, which I promptly sent her. 2 weeks later, she doesn't show up. I go to check the profile where I had met her on. It's gone. Then I realized something. She'd been the victim of a crime. My girlfriend had been kidnapped and was not able to come see me, and the $10,000 I gave her were in the hands of some criminal. So, I was gobsmacked when this happened, and it just made me even further angry at the criminals that are ruining our lives.
Oh, you say ruining your life. I say a great story to tell your eventual half-anime children. Crime is just the beginning of this wonderful romance you have.
Well, I just think that we let criminals run all over the place, free to go, committing crime after crime. Meanwhile, I make a mistake of drinking and driving by mistake. And then I'm getting punished. Meanwhile, you have people engaging in all kinds of terrible things, not curbing their dog, selling bootleg DVDs. All these actual crimes with actual victims are going unpunished. Meanwhile, I make a mistake. I drink and drive and run into some people by mistake, and I'm getting punished. And so our just whole system of crime and punishment is out of whack, and I think it rewards real criminals at the expense of law-abiding drinking and drivers like me.
Yes, there are consequences to crime. I'm going to be the first person to say that. I'm not going to stand here and tell you there aren't consequences. But also, on the other hand, are there? So these are some of my points today.
I think you're out of your mind, but we don't have to settle this amongst ourselves because we have a guest.
We have an expert
very
with
special,
us.
a crime expert, Karli Marulli. Karli.
Hello.
What is your opinion on crime? What is your background in crime? I've heard you've done a few crimes. Talk to us about crime.
I've done some crimes. I think everyone has.
Thank you.
Not me. I've done a drinking and driving that I've done something that was fun and is called a crime, but I refuse. I don't think it's a crime. But go ahead.
So you don't think of that as a crime? Drinking and driving. It's
not in the eyes of the Lord.
Multitasking, really.
Yes.
You're getting your drinking done and your driving done.
How am I supposed to get home from the bar? Okay, Call an Uber. I'm not allowed to because I punched an Uber driver because he said he didn't like my favorite video games. I can't get an Uber. Okay, take the bus. Well, guess what? The bus stop is really far from the bar. I'm drunk. I could trip on the way to the bus stop.
Right.
Sleep on the ground. I did for about an hour. It was uncomfortable.
Also illegal.
To sleep on the ground. It's
Can't
illegal to
sleep on the
sleep.
ground.
That's what I told the judge. You want me to... I'm in it. Basically, this is exactly the catch-22. It's illegal to sleep on the ground. It's illegal to drink and drive. What am I going to do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I chose, I think, the smarter option of not damaging the ground in front of the bar. But
Right.
But anyways, go ahead. You think that there's gradations. You think some crimes are good, some are bad?
Well, I think that's the thing about crime. It's in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the criminal and
The
of the
Lord.
victim, of the Lord, of course. If you're the religion guy, I
Yeah,
guess.
he's the religion
Well,
guy.
I think
Okay.
we all are a religion guy. We all live under the.
Not me. I worship the flying spaghetti monster.
Oh,
This is a joke we've done a number of times.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, it's from Reddit.
It's a new religion.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, crime.
Yeah.
Cri-
Does
let's
it
get
pay?
back to crime.
Now, have you been? You can. What crime? You can go ahead and admit here. Have you ever committed a crime? Can I ask?
I've done some shoplifting.
Shoplifting. Yeah, I
Shoplifting,
heard
yeah.
about
Some
that.
shoplifting.
Yeah.
You've heard about that.
Nick told me.
I shared your rap sheet. with
Everyone's
Tony.
done some shoplifting.
Yeah.
Come on, you've never stolen anything? Little
Yeah, I've stolen the hearts of podcast listeners all over America with my trenchant commentary, and yeah, I've stolen a lot of beer, but not from.
beer.
It's not shoplifting. It's from people's houses.
Yeah.
Oh, like from a house party. Like you
No.
didn't bring
No, no,
anything.
he-
No, I
break-
broke in
Oh, you
broke in.
because I
break
saw
in.
my neighbor. I see him coming in with a big case. It's not. He doesn't need.
He's
all
not going
that.
to drink all that.
He's not going to drink all that.
No.
Oh, he has a lot of friends. Does he? You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He won't make friends with me, so I'm doubting that he has other friends.
And-
So yeah, I've stolen
And I think
that.
that's a good evaluation to
Yeah.
make. Not necessarily a crime. You're
Right.
redistributing
Yes.
the
Yeah.
beers.
Yes. If that, was Robin Hood a criminal? You know who I'm talking about? Robin Hood?
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Well,
But
that
he's a
wasn't
cool
good-
guy.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess you're
Luigi
Luigi
And-
from the Super Mario.
from Super
Brothers.
Mario. And we
Yeah.
heard yesterday might get the death penalty.
Luigi from Super Mario.
Yeah,
Brothers.
for
Right.
insulting Bowser.
That's right.
Just joking around. Just if you're a geek, believe me, you will be laughing.
Yeah.
at that one. But
yeah.
so you think that what's a crime? Okay. Shoplifting. This is something that we hear about a lot.
Right.
It's okay to shoplift from Walmart, right?
Sure.
It's not going to hurt
Big
them.
corporation.
They
They,
have everything.
Yeah.
factor that into their bottom line.
What about Target? Yeah,
Target, I think,
it's
same
okay.
deal. Same
what about
deal.
Best Buy?
Best Buy, that's going to be trickier, right?
Just to get the stuff out the door.
To get the stuff in your hoodie.
Yeah.
Right. What
Yeah.
about like a guy's house and they're not there?
Yeah.
And like the
Is
door, like the door's
Door's
locked,
open?
but
Right.
if you just like
Kick it.
kick it,
Well, is that-
it opens.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
shoplifting?
That's not shoplifting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those things are already bought and paid for. So
Yeah.
no
Right,
corporations
right, yeah.
being hurt.
Yeah, it's just lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just lit. Yeah.
And if lifting's a
It's just
crime, kick
living.
me out of the gym.
Yeah.
It
And
does.
maybe that guy was moving.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that guy was moving and needed your help. Maybe he was
Also-
going to move into your house.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it really your house if you're not? Why aren't you there?
Right.
You know, you're kind of surrendering your things if you're not at your house.
Sure.
Okay, so we say it's okay. You shoplift from Walmart, Target, Best Buy,
Guy's
your
house.
neighbor. That's okay, guy's house. What about from like a bodega, a small store?
That's tough. That's tough.
To
Very
get
tough.
away with, or is it tough morally to decide whether you should be allowed to do it? Or
I
not?
think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It's smaller quarters,
Yeah.
but also not as much security.
Yeah. What
But
are they
also
going to do?
you might be looking in the eyes of the person whose profits you're
Or the cat.
messing. You might be looking at the cat.
You're stealing from a cat.
Right. Those are his chips.
Yeah.
He was going to eat them.
Right.
That's why they have. That's why the cats are in there. They're waiting till things close down and have a little feast.
Yeah.
Some party mix. A chobani.
When the bodegas close, the cats come to life, like in Night at the Museum.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They get on the grill.
They get on the grill.
What about the crime of stealing the world's most valuable diamond from a museum? What about heists? Should they be illegal? Because they're so cool.
Yeah, and consider this: you're stealing this diamond, very expensive, but you're giving it to a cancer patient. Mm-hmm. Is that illegal?
Well, when you consider the fact that a lot of artifacts in museums were stolen in the first place,
There you go.
You
They
know.
were looted.
And cancer is stealing this woman's life.
that's right.
Yeah,
Cells multiplying,
right.
moving in.
A lot of the things in museums were looted
Yes.
from the global south.
Right.
Yeah,
And I'll be talking about that on my other podcast, which is for smart guys. But unfortunately, you're not invited. But I'm just joking around. So it is interesting, though. One man's crime is another man's act of heroism.
Right.
Like we're talking about Robin Hood returning artifacts from a museum. For example, there are paintings in museums in New York that were created by indigenous Dutchmen. Shouldn't those paintings be allowed to be returned to the Netherlands? Or are we going, well, we don't care. More people are going to see them here.
Right.
And at the end of the day, isn't that what the artist would have wanted? What do you think? Should we be sending our paintings back to the Dutch?
Well, you have to ask, how are they getting there? If
Yeah.
they're going on a coal-powered ship or flying on a plane, that's hurting the environment.
Yeah.
Might it be, a net negative to send them back?
And this
More crime.
Yeah, and here's something interesting. Did you know that Holland is only part of we say the Netherlands, and this isn't related
Sure.
to this. And we say Holland, it's not the same thing. Holland is part of the
I
Netherlands.
think they did this on Seinfeld.
This was on Seinfeld.
Which you just stole, which is a crime.
Yes, and even though I think the stealing of jokes is the most serious crime.
Yeah.
Really serious.
And that,
Because you're stealing a part of a soul
yeah,
when you
something
steal
creative.
a joke. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Carlos Menstila. You know who
Right.
this is?
Yes.
He stole.
That's his alias.
Do you know who he stole one of his biggest jokes from?
Who?
Bill Cosby. The poor guy had his joke stolen
No.
by Carlos Menstila.
That's why he had to do all that stuff.
And that's why he was so upset, and he had to do. I don't condone what he did, but he must have been upset when Carlos Menstila stole his jokes in the late '90s.
Right. Right.
And so it's just. Here's another question.
Okay.
Where do we draw the line between doing something that's really wrong, like stealing Bill Cosby's jokes, and doing something for the social good, like stealing from my neighbor and redistributing his beer to the poor, meaning me? Like, do you think that what's a crime you want to do and want to
crime
get
that I
away with?
wanna
You could do
do?
any crime.
That's a good question.
get
I mean,
away
I
with it.
love jaywalking.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I love to walk.
yeah.
when,
I'd love to do that, but you can't.
You can't.
I would pick robbing a bank if I could do it,
Robbing
but
a bank
jaywalking
would
would
be
be pretty cool if I could
Jaywalking
get
would
away
be
with
great.
it.
I'd like
Yeah.
to try that. Robbing a bank would be fun. What do you want to
I
do?
think I'd like to pickpocket the president. I think that would be fun.
See what's
Yeah?
in there.
See what's in there, and I want to be a guy who's like really good at like the sleight of hand sort of things, and then I steal the president's wallet. I look through it, and then I say, hey Trump, this looked familiar, and then we'd have a nice laugh about it, and
Well, I'll do it. I'll do Trump because I do
Okay,
it
all
for
right,
the
all right.
precious.
Yeah, here we go.
Where's my wallet?
Hey, Mr. Trump, here's your... Oh, sorry, it's just it's so infectious.
Where's my wallet?
Hey, Mr. Trump, I stole your accent
Yeah.
also. Hey, Mr. Trump, here's your wallet.
Hey, why'd you take my wallet? You're fired. And
That's a
this
good
is-
laugh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good.
So that's good, and we haven't done that too much on the podcast.
Trump?
Yeah.
Trump?
Yeah, or just funny stuff
Oh,
in
for
general.
sure.
Yeah, so
You should
that's something we
definitely-
should
Pretty
probably
serious on it.
incorporate more of it.
Karli, what enlighten us about your experience in the criminal underworld with shoplifting.
I've
What
never been
happened?
arrested.
Okay.
I've certainly been threatened with arrest.
Yeah.
But no, the thing about it is it's so easy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
99% of the time, it's just smooth sailing.
Now, what would you say was the most expensive thing that you shoplifted?
Probably like a lot of soft cheese.
Yeah.
Brie,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Easy to get in your pocket.
Yes, absolutely. And you buy something relatively cheap, like an apple,
Right.
and then you take the
And you hide the
take the brie.
cheese inside the apple, or
you know, pocket, bag,
okay,
something
all
like
right,
that. Yeah.
Stupid.
Nothing
Why would
crazy.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little stupid. Well, I know about this.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And then you have a little charcuterie situation.
Yeah.
cut the apple.
I shoplifted when I was a teenager.
Oh yeah.
And I had some kids that I went to summer camp with. They taught me how to do it. Mm-hmm. And we had one weekend at the mall where we were just like shoplifting a bunch of stuff from different stores.
Really?
And then the next weekend I went with a friend from school, and I was like, I'm going to show you how to shoplift. It's really easy. We went to a bookstore, and I shoplifted a Mad magazine. Wow. And then I immediately got caught. And
where did you put it? Did you roll it up?
I just put it in my bag, and then they had an undercover officer. And luckily, I was able to cry my way out of it. And
That's a really good technique.
I was 15 years old, yeah, and I cried my way. Yeah, and I think that's and I think it's important for criminals to have this tactic in mind.
You have to try crying if you get caught. I think that's really important to give it a go. Yeah.
And Tony, did you do any crying when you got caught drunk and driving, or
did I do any crying?
Because I think that could have helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Did I cry? No. I kind of went the other way. I turned it on them. I tried to make them cry.
Really?
I went roast mode on these pigs that tried to bust me for getting home. I go, look at you, bro. Where'd you get that haircut? The morons are us. Hey, nice belt. You look. Too bad you're a big fat guy. And I just really went in.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, because in my mind they're going, wait a minute, did we just arrest the comedian Tony Zara, and he's giving us the honor of roasting us? And so I just absolutely just tore into him. All kinds of stuff. I did a lot of racial stuff. I really thought everything I could about these guys, what I could kind of go in.
I mean, if they're not crying, they're crying laughing.
Yes, that's what I thought was going to happen. But then they were like, okay, well, you got to go take a breathalyzer test.
Oh man,
I'm like, oh, great, and I did that, and I made a joke about how high the number was. I thought, okay, this is where they're finally going to break. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As comedians, been with audiences.
What was that joke you made about how high the number was?
I was like, right when they're looking at it, they look kind of like a note. I go, what was it? What did I blow? 69? Right? You guys are you get it because you guys are comedy fans.
Tears are coming to my eyes.
These guys are a couple of stiffs, just like the worst audience. Do you know what I mean?
Oh man,
they didn't laugh, nothing.
Damn.
And then I go, what? They go, what? I go, what? Oh, what was it? A 420 then?
Oh yeah.
Also funny.
Nothing.
Also
which
really
is,
funny.
and we call it like building on a riff. Nothing. And then I did it, and then I had to spend the night in jail. And I go,
you should have asked them, what do you guys do for work?
Oh, because that's actually
because obviously
they're arresting.
They're arresting.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, I should have cried. I did cry the next day, just sort of looking at the kind of wreck I've made in my life.
You gotta cry in the moment.
Yeah, it was
you
too late.
technically can't be arrested if you're crying.
Right. Yeah.
Because I said
a lot of people don't know about
slip
that.
through the handcuffs.
Because I woke up in the morning, I'm crying. I thought I cried. I faked it a little bit. I was like, can I just still have my license? Because I told them I need my license because I need to drive back and forth from the bar. Can we please just forget about this whole thing? How am I going to get to the bar to drink if I can't drive to and from the bar? And they just looked at me, and basically now I got a court appointed traffic school for like the rest of the year and get my license back. So
do you cry in there?
Yeah, I cry a lot because no one there wants to be friends with me.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because I feel like, okay, I'm back in school. This is my
Right.
chance to. I wasn't very popular when I was in school.
So you cry to try to make friends, or?
Well, I'm crying. I'm like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's go hang out and go to the bar and drink after this. Hey, we're all in this same boat. And I'm like, hey, can anybody give us a ride to the bar? No, I can't give you a ride to the bar. I don't have a license. No, I can't give you a ride. I don't have a license.
They're crying too, or no?
Well, I'm just doing their voice. I'm showing you how annoying they
Sounds
are.
like they're crying.
None of them will drive to the bar. And so I just start crying. Like, how am I going to get to the bar? Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. And then, the frown turns upside down when I saw my neighbor coming in with the case of beer.
Oh, sure.
So
Yeah. Which is like a new type
bar.
of bar.
Now, I think it's time for Rant of the Week.
Whoa.
Is that all right?
That
I
sounds
guess.
great.
I mean, just.
I'm just saying because last time you said I could do my Rant of the Week, and I didn't even get to the rant, and I had
Tony,
to do the
we
rant
had a meeting
later
about
in another
this.
segment.
We had a meeting about this, just the rants.
But they get
have to
funnier.
be concise.
but
I
you
understand that, but they have to,
But the thing is, rants. Okay,
Rants aren't concise.
Yes,
by
that's
definition.
right. It's not like this kind of like cheap comedy where you go up with the setups and the punchline. Rants are a form of storytelling, and it will be funny if you listen to the first 20 minutes. Believe me, the second 40 minutes will start to get funny 20 minutes into the second 40 minutes. So it's an hour rant. 20 minutes exposition,
Let's
40
try
minutes
to
setup.
Just boil it down. That's all I'm saying.
All right. I mean, I'm going to do my
Boil
best.
it down. Just do 40 minutes. And
40
we'll see what
minutes?
happens from there.
40 minutes sounds good. I can do
Well, I
that.
guess I could put the funny part in the second 40 minutes, but I still need 20 minutes up top to set up why the part's getting funny. So at least you got to give me the 20 minutes.
Okay, but
To start the rant.
You make it long. I'm going to be having a rant. Just
All
saying.
right. Well, I guess I'll just start it because it kind of
Just
relates to
start.
what we're
Just-
talking about.
Just get going because we're already
Shops and
we're eating
shop-
up a lot of
All
time.
All right, so I go into the store. All right, I want to get potato chips. One of my favorite foods, regular potato chips. Okay, I get in there. I start looking.
Wait a minute. Our producer,
Oh.
who's a real guy in the room with us, he's interrupting, and he wants to do a producer check-in. So maybe just hold that thought. Maybe we'll get back to it.
Okay,
Towards the end
we
of the
will
episode.
get back to it.
Well, we'll see.
All
Let's check in with our producer, who's a real guy in the room with us right now. Take it away.
As the producer of How to Be Cool, I'm thrilled with how the podcast is evolving. We're at the halfway mark of today's episode, and Karli, Tony, and Nick are hitting their stride. The banter is sharp, the insights are solid, and the chemistry is real. Tony's drunk driving anecdotes, while a bit unexpected, add a raw, cautionary layer to our discussion on criminal behavior. Karli keeps us grounded with facts, and Nick's deep dives are as compelling as ever. Honestly, this episode feels like the most balanced yet, provocative, informative, and just the right amount of messy. Let's keep this energy rolling.
Wow, I guess we're doing a great job.
You know what? Actually, I don't need to continue my rant. I get the producer, as the producer said, the podcast is going really well anyway.
Yeah.
And that might have just been too good of an episode, and then the servers would be kind of flooded with too many downloads if I
Sure.
do the rant. So
Yeah.
I guess it's time to just move on to, you know what it is. You know what it's
my
time for,
favorite
Karli?
segment.
What is it?
Karli, sorry.
Hopefully you can hang with the boys because it's guys'
It's
corner.
Guys' Corner.
I know you're rolling your
no.
eyes.
I mean, you could drink if you want to drink
Yeah,
with the boys.
all right.
Yeah, go ahead. Karli, I know you're not going to be like, I'm going to go watch Sex and the City. You can hang with the boys. And
I'm
talk
gonna
about
try.
it. Yeah, believe me,
I'm
you
gonna
can
try.
hang with the boys.
They haven't made it illegal yet to hang with the boys.
Hang with the boys.
Maybe
and,
soon.
All
If you-
right.
just
Well,
a
here's
heads
to the
up.
boys.
I hope you can
boys.
hold your liquor because this beer, 82% alcohol.
Whoa, 82.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
yeah. You're gonna get
All right.
Oh man, straight
Absolutely.
from Tony's neighbor's fridge.
absolutely blitteroonied.
That's
on
delicious.
this, and this is called athletic brewing because you have
Yeah.
to have the strength of that liver or whatever of an athlete to
Yeah.
handle
Right,
the amount
this
of
is performance
alcohol in
beer.
this. Yeah, this is for
Yeah.
This is for Formula One driving.
One driving. It's
There
because
you
no one tests them for alcohol before they drive.
Yeah.
And they're probably all smashed off their. I'll say it, keister. and
Yeah,
going
yeah.
around the circle. So,
Say it.
anyways, it's time we talk about guy stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff that's kind of anything kind of getting your goat
Yeah,
being a guy lately.
we're talking about stealing jokes. I wanted to touch on that. This is kind of guy related. Just I feel like it really is. It's kind of I love crime, as I mentioned. I think crime is cool, but it really is out of control with the joke stealing. How many times do I have to? I see my jokes getting stolen left and right, and it's really dispiriting as a guy. I go in there and I'm doing my bit. All these gays want to get married. Same-sex marriage. I'm in a straight marriage. I have same sex all the time. I wrote that line and I hear it all the time. Other people doing it. I feel like a lot of these guys they're not married or just yeah.
It's a violation of guy code.
It is a violation
steal
of
a
guy
guy's
code to
bit.
steal a
Even
guy's
I know
bit.
that.
Yeah, even you know
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
oversteps guy code.
Or
Guy
even
code.
this story I've been telling about how one time I had an edible, marijuana edible. It didn't really work, so I took another one, and I got insanely high.
Oh, no.
People have been stealing that bit.
That was you originally?
That was my.
I would never know. It's gotten so
that
far
had
from
never
you.
happened to somebody before I did it. So it's just, you know what? It's like,
It's almost impossible to be a guy now.
yeah, it really is.
Sounds
yeah.
like it.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
sorry,
you're dealing
guys.
with the joke stealing.
Yeah.
And what am I dealing with? Putting the seat. What do you got? Putting the seat up? No. Yeah, leaving the seat up at the toilet. I don't have time to put the seat down.
Yeah.
I want to leave the seat up. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with. And, what do you think?
You know,
about
if I
this?
can contribute
Yeah,
here
go
to
ahead.
Guy
Yeah,
Corner,
sure.
Yeah.
you know, I've been cornered by a guy, if that counts.
Oh.
You've been
That's pretty
cornered by a
bad
guy.
too. Yeah,
Like a
you
cool
know.
guy you wanted to teach you something?
No,
Oh.
you know,
Like a
corn-
creepy guy.
You know, when you
Creep,
get cornered,
creep man, or
that's my experience with Guy Corner.
oh yeah,
Oh.
oh yeah.
When-
Well, that's not really applicable to.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
guy.
sorry, trying
No,
to say
that's
here,
that
yeah.
is a that's not really a real. That's
I
not
mean,
a
you
guy.
don't, and honestly, you
Guy's
don't,
guy.
you don't know what people are going through.
And a lot of guys are getting.
you know,
Yeah,
maybe
guys
that
are
guy
getting
didn't
accused
like
of stuff.
win the lotto that day or something.
Maybe he's
Oh.
tripped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
maybe
Before
So-
we judge a guy,
yeah,
let's just not judge a guy.
maybe
Right.
he's lost.
Maybe he was lost.
or maybe maybe he was lost.
Maybe you just finished Lost. And
Maybe he just finished Lost.
he's freaking out because the
Frazzled.
ending. And that's another thing. Why don't they make TV shows for guys anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the days, we had shows like Lost. We had what was a show they had? Rockford Files.
Right.
Yeah,
Shows for
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island. Yeah.
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
The Judge Judy.
And
Right.
now
You know what I mean?
every show is at a spa or an office job.
Yeah. Now it's,
I mean,
What's going on?
everything on TV is a porno now. You know,
I know.
everything.
And it's porn for women.
It's porn for
It's all
women,
how's your
yeah.
day kind
Yeah,
of
it's
porn.
porn for women.
Yeah, it's awful.
Whatever happened? And then whatever happened to porn for guys? They don't make it anymore.
They really
All
don't.
gone.
Yeah.
They wiped it
Stop
all.
making it.
Judge Judy. Yeah.
Stop
Judge
making
Judy,
it.
Yeah.
Rachel Ray.
Rachel
Rachel
It's all
Ray.
gone.
It's
Yeah.
all gone. It's all off the air. They kicked Rachel Ray off the air.
It's
Every
a-
guy used to turn on Rachel. Oh, send the kids out of the house. Rachel
Yeah.
Ray's on.
She's
You know what I
making
mean?
stuff mushrooms.
Oh, look, the keyboard's still working. What's going on?
That's a great reward.
Yeah, it seems okay. Why is it? Okay, yeah. We got video reaction.
Oh, wow.
Thank God we got
All
this. Because
right,
you know
good.
what?
Good.
One of the things that I've learned during this podcast is so hard to think of things to say. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so hard. I can never
Yes.
think of anything.
I know.
Sometimes, someone will say, well, what do you
Half
think?
the time
go,
I come
"Ah."
in here, I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the great thing about this now is video reaction. That the video fills the time. You don't have to say anything.
Yeah.
And another great thing about it is all you need is a quip. So we can't forget to think of something ahead of time that we can say during the videos, a funny quip. And that's something we've been trying to do.
Yeah.
So we don't, because like I said, when the podcast started, I couldn't think of anything to say. I've been like racking my
Our
brain
first
now
few
for
episodes
40 minutes.
were just the two of us going, oh.
We're 33 minutes
And
in.
then
So
you start to say something at the same time. You
Yeah.
kind of quit.
So let's think of something we're going to say. We're going to watch some videos. If we can all just think of something, you don't have to say it if you think of something else, but just in case, let's have something in the queue.
Think of something ahead of time.
Yes.
Okay.
So
regardless of what the video.
yeah.
might
So
be.
I'm just
Right.
going to
Okay.
say like,
And it could just be a point. It doesn't have to be, a specific thing.
All right.
It could be a point of view that you're taking.
Yeah.
But you just want to like,
this is a risk considering what happened,
Hit
but
it.
I'm going to go. I'll drink to that. That's what I'm going to say. Whatever
okay,
happens.
you're gonna be
pretty good.
drinking guy. I'm gonna. You know what? I don't really do this one that often. But I'm gonna be horny guy.
Okay.
I think what I'm watching is just gonna make me horny no matter what. I'm gonna be talking about it.
Wow.
Carly.
I think I'm gonna take kind of like the Robin Quivers perspective and go, oh, that's terrible.
That's
That's
good.
not right.
Oh yeah. Sort of the voice, the moral voice
Yeah.
of
Right.
reason.
Think about the kids.
Yeah, and it's Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do something that plays into the crime. It should be illegal to be that fun. I'm changing.
There
mine.
you go.
I'm gonna go. It should be illegal to be that funny, and that will
Okay.
sort of tie everything back into crime. All right, so
Carly, if you want to.
oh yeah, if you want to, just so you can see the videos, and make sure to bring your mic.
I will.
You can take it out of the thing if you want, or however you like.
Will do.
It's up to you.
And hopefully, Tony spilling the beer on the
still-
laptop made these videos
yeah, I really
very
got
funny.
Because this is the third time I've done that since we've been
Is it
doing
really
the
third
podcast. Yeah, I
time?
got to stop doing it. All right.
the hell?
So this one is called "Is Mum a Criminal for This?" And "mum" in the British English means mom.
Right? Yeah.
So and if you're
I'm already horny. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say that. Just
And I'll
the
say mine
mention of
after it.
mom.
That's terrible.
Well,
let's see what happens. And if you're just listening, it looks like somebody is dressed like their mom.
mom
This is-
criminal is maybe the hottest thing.
What are you doing? Spring cleaning. There's so much crap in this house. You can't throw that. I'm giving
And there's
This-
a woman playing both parts, the daughter and the mom.
That's terrible.
I'm very horny right now.
Oh, and it's in the sound of an Ed Sheeran
Yeah,
song.
that can't be right.
This is yeah. I'm very
Oh.
horny.
I get what's happening.
I like the mustache. I would have sex with.
That's because that's the brother or the dad.
But you got to be reacting.
This is too long.
Yeah, it is long. Well, she's doing the entire Ed Sheeran song, but changing the lyrics to be about a mother ruining the clothes in the laundry.
Awful.
Which is a crime.
No,
Santa.
Tony, any reactions?
Oh yeah, it should
what
be
do you
illegal to be this funny. All
Oh,
right.
don't start it again.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So okay, the message of it is moms. When they do the laundry, am I right here? They mix up all the clothes. Is that
Well,
what?
I wasn't reading
something like
any
that.
of it.
I think it's illegal in England for moms to do that. So that's
For moms to mix up like the darks and the lights.
Yeah. Or well, like I think she had all her. She was like, "Here are your outfits." She picked out outfits for her daughter, and it was criminal what she did.
All right.
Yeah, but also very horny. And also, be sure to react. You guys weren't.
Yeah, but you
reacting.
weren't horny. You said you were going to be horny.
I said I was horny.
I think you were pretty horny.
Yeah.
You just said you were horny.
I
What
said
do you
I was
want him to
horny
do?
I
multiple
thought you were
times.
going to be. I don't know.
You want me
just,
to be effusive with it?
no, just give off more of a horny
aggressive?
vibe. Just be like, wow. You know what I mean? Just
All
say
right. You want to get demonetized? Let's do it.
No,
Yeah,
nothing,
really.
nothing explicit. But I'm
You really wanna ruin your laptop.
Yeah, all right. Do it how you want
You
to do it.
already got
Yeah,
all
you don't
the-
want to
Spill
want?
off
Bust.
of it. Bust.
Sorry. You know what? Let's just move on to the next one. It's too.
And that was crime related.
Oh, it should be illegal to be that funny. I forgot to say.
Oh
my
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
please stay on.
Okay, and then this was the last
Forgot
one.
what mine was too.
I remember. Yours was you're going to act like Robin Quivers.
Right.
That
And
ain't
go
right.
like, oh, that's wrong.
Oh, that's wrong.
That is so wrong.
Oh, that should be illegal,
And now this one is called
but not for being funny.
Criminal Tricks. Cop
Oh.
then gets away.
Yeah,
And
this is real footage of a criminal getting
right.
away from a cop.
here we go. And the criminal's wearing an orange jumpsuit.
Right. Prison inmate.
Orange
She
is
got
the
out
new
of prison.
horny, is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's
It should
terrible.
be illegal to be this funny.
Come on, I need backup on 2030, man. I see all cars on this.
Oh.
See, this is a good. Oh man,
I get it.
No. No one's gonna believe
I don't know
that.
who I'm hornier for, the woman or the mannequin.
It should be illegal to be
That's
this.
not right.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nick, why?
wow.
Look,
Oh my God.
What's
what is going
She's
on?
like
Okay, a woman, sorry, was with a prison jumpsuit, did a crime. The police is looking at the pile of money on the ground. She put dressed a mannequin in the prison jumpsuit, dressed herself like a plant. And now,
She Homer Simpson memes
That's just
herself.
so now she's dressed like a plant. The policeman
pretty good plant?
has put all the money, most of the money back in the money box. And he didn't do it all, but they didn't have time to do another.
Oh
And he
no.
tackled the mannequin.
I think he said. Oh, I thought he was gonna have sex with the mannequin, but
That's terrible.
This should be illegal.
this is
be this funny.
this is basically a porno. I'm really horny right now. I'm at full chub.
All right. And wait, what was your thing you were going to say?
Oh, that's awful.
Should we watch another one of his films? And this
Let's-
is called
let's
Michael Vu TV.
Yeah, I think
he
we
has
should.
over 2,000 videos. What about Cheater Got Away? Well, Carl, you're the guest. Which of these do you want to see? He puts on a mask to scare her off. Rude man on plane gets pranked. Patient got scared because of prank. Worker wears a scary mask. So two of them are about scary masks, two of them are about pranks, and one of them is cheater got away.
I think that one's going to be too horny, so let's
Yeah,
do
skip.
worker wears a scary mask.
Worker wears a scary mask to prank his boss.
Well, I'm already horny from. Wow.
That's a scary mask.
I think this is not a real prank. I think this guy knew this was going to happen.
That's not right.
Let's get to the funny part. I mean, it should be illegal to be this funny. So this kind of like my rant of the week is 20 minutes of sort of
I'm
setup.
kind of horny because the spray on the window reminds me of...
Don't say
Don't.
it. Like, come on.
Oh, no.
You want us to get?
That's terrible.
You want us to
Reminds
lose
me
our
of milk.
$100? Oh,
It
milk.
reminds me of milk.
I love milk. Oh, this is. Come on, hurry
I'm
up.
not even looking.
I know. Look at the scary part so we can see the funny when you get scared.
That wasn't a big enough reaction.
I'm glad he set
What a
up the
waste.
camera to
Yeah.
film his window washing routine.
So,
Yeah.
well, why would he set up the camera? Oh, yeah, he had already set up the camera.
They
He's
know
like,
that he
I'm
does
gonna show
this.
people how to wash
Yeah.
a window, and then she shows up, and you know what? I'm still horny for her.
And there's no chance.
She's got a facial deformity, but I ain't mad at
She
it.
got Joker face.
I ain't mad at it.
No.
No.
Well,
No.
I'm mad at this. I think it's terrible.
Well, yeah, I'm just a little worried. There's no chance that. I'm just a little concerned that maybe this wasn't a genuine prank and that this guy set up the camera and deliberately looked away for an entire minute before looking back. Or you think it's probably real?
This
prank?
is a prank.
It's a real prank, and you're mad that someone would do such a scary prank.
This right. He's at work. He's trying to get his job done,
Yeah.
and there's all this foolishness,
But on the other
time
hand-
theft.
On the other hand, this kind of goes back to what you were saying, like these sort of power dynamics of what's a crime and what isn't, because this is the boss
Right.
that got pranked, and this is the worker. So shouldn't, in this case, the worker
the
is punching
boss
up.
is the guy
That's the boss?
washing the video.
Yes, the
the
boss is
window?
the guy who has to wash the windows.
They don't do
The
a very
work-
good job of. He should be wearing a suit
Yeah,
or
just
something,
if
or not
he's-
cleaning the window.
He looks like a
Genuinely-
criminal with his hat. And,
But I also feel
Well,
that
he looks like a worker.
Yeah, a boss should generally at a job, if there are multiple employees, the person that has to wash the windows would not be the boss. The person who can just hang around all day not doing any work would be the boss. So I don't understand why the boss has to wash the windows and then the worker.
Seems like a crime for the boss to wash the windows.
Well,
Right.
I think it's not. I think this is not this is great because this is.
You think it's great?
Yes, because the worker is getting back at the boss for stealing, for theft of labor.
Theft of labor.
Right. He's like, you keep doing my job,
Yes.
boss.
Let's see what the comments say. Let's see if
Yeah, is
there's
there
any.
confusion in the comments
There's
about who's who?
3,800 comments.
Good.
Are there labor disputes?
Oh, this is disappointing.
How fake do you want
That
us
was
to
the
be?
fakest
Them,
thing.
yes. Give a Oscar award to him.
He's the blindest person ever. What an acting,
Yeah.
Oscar level.
And finally, he
Yes.
gets Oscars.
I guess he cleaned the whole cameraman and camera away as well. Staged but poorly performed. Mm-hmm. I always clean my windows when I'm not looking at him.
Kidney touching performance.
Kidney, I don't get that.
YouTube just gets dumber every day.
Well,
So funny.
Oscars left the chat.
the dude looked at the
Oh
camera
no, they
like
were
when,
here.
You know what? It's scripted. Whatever happened to our innocence? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's just cynically looking at it scripted. Why can't we just enjoy a hilarious moment of a
Enjoy
guy?
a prank video.
Yeah. Oh, it's scripted. Oh, it's fake. Hey, at least it wasn't done with AI.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
And it wasn't made by Carlos Mencia.
mine's been Stila.
Stila,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy stole jokes from Bill Cosby. What thank God his career is over.
Thank God he's in jail.
Well, what have we learned? I guess because it's closing statements, which is my favorite part because I get to sort of stop.
I think crime can be anything. I think anything is a crime.
I'd have to agree with you.
And I think we should be allowed. I think I'm not going to argue for a purge, but maybe there should be a purge, and maybe we should be able to. Maybe there should be a purge that lasts a decade, where we can do whatever we want, and then at the end of that, I'm sure most people will be like, you know what, crime's not that bad.
Well, I think there should be a purge of the streets of these criminals. I think we need justice to be done to all these criminals. They need to be take it off the streets, except for stuff like drunk driving that should be just labeled a mistake. But other than that, we need to lock this scum behind bars, but not the drinkers and the drivers. Just give them a pass.
Sure.
What
Could
do you
be
think?
interesting if there was a purge, but anything that would be done during the purge, it had to be underwater.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So you pickpocket someone, it's got to be underwater.
Because they made that
Kill
movie.
someone, it's got to be underwater.
They made that movie Purge, right?
Yeah.
Where you
The
could do
Purge, Purge
have they
2.
done? And they made a few sequels. But did they think they haven't done a underwater one?
They haven't done a kind of a water purge.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Or remember they did those movies?
Splurge. they
Yeah.
should call
Splurge.
it.
Yeah. You remember all those other movies that they did, like what's
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars. Well, there's some of that.
Footloose.
They had some stuff underwater with the Gungans.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Ghostbusters would be good underwater.
That would be great underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bridesmaids would be
Bridesmaids.
good underwater.
Bridesmaids would be great.
Father
underwater.
of the Bride.
Father of the
Right.
bride.
Hey, Dad, I got divorced. I'm getting married again. Oh, cool. Who is he, a banker? No, he's a merman. And then it's underwater.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
But it's going to get
Well-
stolen because I said it on the podcast.
Yeah, you
and that's
basically gotta-
legal. It's-
Carly,
can do whatever
thank you
want.
so
Thank
much
so
for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And
Yeah,
it's-
it was great.
And it's a crime that we can't do another hour.
Yeah.
That should be a crime.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Bye.